This conference will now be recorded.
Hey guys, are you able to hear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yeah, thanks for the confirmation. Yeah, so in the last class we have seen about log activity tab and what we have to do. So log activity tab, if you want to attach evidence as a logs, we will go and we will filter out here, and also we can see the payload information or raw logs information. So basically we have to do the filtering options whenever any attack is coming from the respective source and also source IP. So based on the destination IP, there are multiple options are available. So let me go and see whether any export option is available. See here, export option is available. I thought it will not. It is there. You can see here. So you have to export and you have to. Okay. So example, how to export the logs. As I think last day class, I told about exporting of the logs. I said there is no option is available, but whenever you want to attach as evidence of the logs, okay, we have to choose the respective source IP where the attack is coming, or within the internal organization itself, somebody is trying to do the brute force kind of attack or VPN authentication kind of attack. So we have to filter out based on the either IP address or based on either of the log source. Okay. So then you have to choose the respective time because every instance has the instant received date and time. So then you have to filter those options here, and after that you have to export the logs. This is the way how to export the logs. So it is disabled. The option is disabled right now because of the demo tool. But in practically, whenever you are joining in a company in that scenario, so you have the export option is available. So you have to go to the actions tab here and export in CSV format. CSV format is one type of similar to like a Excel sheet. So in that Excel sheet, we have to export the logs and we have to attach those logs in the respective ticketing tool. Okay, this is the way how to export the logs. Okay, so always that evidence is a mandatory. So evidence is a mandatory. So this for exporting of the logs. And also we discussed about assets tab. Okay, assets tab is mainly for the, as I said, if you want to make all of your assets in our organization as a database, we have to use this asset profile. Like as I said, some of the couple of databases are available. So example, configuration management database from HP, they have one tool is there. Okay. So in the similar way, even here also, all the critical assets or whatever non-critical assets are there, especially servers, those servers we can make. And also additionally, we can do scanning also. So we can do scanning also. IBM Q radar backend, it will support scanning also. Okay. So that's why you can put in the resume combination of both SOC analyst as well as the vulnerability management also. Okay. In the resume, whenever you are preparing and whenever making the resume, you can put combination of both SOC analyst as well as the vulnerability management. Got it? Vulnerability management, if they will ask any questions, you have to read about whatever notes I have given, and also you should remember about vulnerability scans, how we are doing using IBM Q radar, and also as I said, I will teach you one of the tool name is called Nessus. In the tomorrow class, I will teach you Nessus tool. Okay. So these two tools, from the interview point of view, you can explain what is meant by vulnerability management, what is meant by vulnerability assessment, and what is meant by authenticated scan, what is meant by CVE, what is meant by CVSS score. So how can you do the normal analysis? How can you do the automated tool analysis? How to do the manual analysis? How frequently you will run these scans? So what is the patching policy you are following? Whether you are following the vendor severity or whether you are following the tool-based severity. Okay, so these are all some of the topics you have to remember for the interview point of view. Okay, so that we discussed already under the vulnerability management or vulnerability assessment. You can refer that notes. Okay, so that is about scanning of the servers. As I said, if you want to create any asset, first of all, we have to create a scanner. Where we want to create a scanner, as I said, we have to go to the admin tab and we have to create the scanners first. And after that, we have to come back to assets tab of the IBM Q radar, and then we have to schedule the scan. This is the way how to do it. How to run these scans in SS tool, I will teach you in the tomorrow class. First, we have to write the policy, or we have to configure the policy. Then we have to write a scan rule, and we have to run the scans. It will take approximate 8 minutes to complete one server scan. If it is maybe 200 or 300 servers are there, it will take approximate 4 or 5 hours of the time to complete the scans. And we have to export the reports as a PDF as well as a CSV format. And then we have to do some of the manual analysis. After that, we have to send those reports to Windows team and Linux team for patch updates. Once they will do the patch updates, we have to rerun the scans. So that is the process we are following for vulnerability management side. Okay. So that process also very important for the interview point of view. Okay. So coming to report side, so we can discuss reports and admin tab today. As I said, normally admin tab they will not give to you. Admin tab they will not give to you. Even though if they will give only read access. What is meant by read access? Just view, but you can't edit, you can't modify, you can't delete, or you can't add it. So that is the way how they will give. Just only for reading purpose. Reading purpose meaning here view purpose. So right now whatever tool we are using, QRadar. So for me read only access is there. That means I can't edit anything and I can't change it. Already existing configurations. Okay, that is called read only access. Write access means we can do configuration changes and we can add and we can delete also. Okay, and additionally admin access will be there. So admin can do everything. So he can change everything, he can do total end-to-end operations he can do. So report generations. So IBM QRadar is one of the very famous tool for the report generations. Report generation by default it will support some of the reports. So based on the different types of customers feedback, customer survey, they made it some of the okay. So samples, demo or samples, we can say samples reports. If you want, you can use these sample reports. Otherwise, we have to create customized reports. Customized reports. So whatever this one, example, I want to see weekly basis how many login failures are coming, or I want to see per day how many login attempts failures are coming, or maybe firewall activity related. So based on most of the cases, reports we will generate based on the okay. So firewall based, proxy server based, IDS IPS based. Okay, so then web application firewall based. Okay, and also server based. Okay, and also we will do on the daily basis report generations, weekly based report generations, monthly based report generations. So this is the way how we have to generate. Where we have to come to reports. But normally who will take care of this report generation? SOC manager, he will take care. Most of the cases, SOC manager role is to generate the reports and share those reports with the respective client. Otherwise, some of the organizations, L3 team, they will take care. L3 team, they will take care. But L1 team, I don't think they will take care of the report generations. Okay, the L1 team is main concentration is instant investigation, even L2 also. Most of the companies or most of the organizations, report generations will be taken care by L3 and also I can say SOC manager. Those reports they will share with okay vendor. In case if they are asking in the interview which type of reports you will generate, which type of reports you will generate, you can say like firewall activity related malwares or proxy server related blocking of the websites or IDS IPs related abnormal malicious activity of the end user or server level or server related brute force kind of attacks. Okay, so web application firewalls related WSP top 10 types of attacks. Okay, and also brute force type of attacks, flooding types of attack. You can say these are all the reports normally we will generate under the report tab of the IBM QRadar. Okay, you can come and see it here. So there are report name is already by default it is supporting. Example, weekly successful login events, successful related login events. Okay, so whoever is trying to log into, okay, so respect to IBM QRadar, that successful login failure at login attempts only, successful login, not in failure. In the similar asset compliances, meaning here, so whatever compliances we are following related to hardening benchmark, the bench specify the group also, CS benchmark part of. They want to know hardening benchmark, how far we are compliant, whatever assets we are running the scans. Okay, so that is CS benchmark related hardening benchmark report they wanted. Next one is scan overview. Scan overview means overall that running the scan reports related. New vulnerability Excel reports. Okay, missing patches. This is one type. All these are vulnerability related. Whenever we are saying scan or vulnerability, that meaning here vulnerability scanning related or vulnerability management related. Okay, and also you can see accessible files vulnerabilities. Okay, so vulnerabilities are there like a malwares, virus, trojan, worm, ransomware kind of attacks. Accessible files vulnerability. So that is the meaning of that particular one. Default logon vulnerabilities. So these are all everything is vulnerability related only. First one and second one except these two. And after that you can go here weekly PSA complaints failures. So this is one of the very popular. Okay, so report normally we will generate. But if your organization, wherever you are recruiting, that organization following PCI DSS compliances, we discussed a couple of compliances, correct? One is ISO 27001 and also PCI DSS, HIPAA compliances, SOX compliances, GDPR compliances, and so on. So this PCI compliance is dedicated to payment card industry data security standards. Whenever you are making the payment through credit card or debit card or net banking, for those customers, back end they have some servers will be there. That servers will call it as a payment gateways, right? So how many controls are there under PCI DSS? How many classifications are there? Anyone? How many classifications and how many types of compliances are there? Anyone?
Cryptography
12 controls, sir.
18 categories.
12.
12 controls, 12 compliances. Yes, right. And how many categories?
14.
6.
6 categories. Excellent. 6 categories and also 12 complaints, 12 controls or 12 compliances. Yes, correct. So 114 is related to ISO 27001. Yeah. Okay. So that's correct. So example, antivirus related patch updates, default password we should not use. Whatever credit card related cardholder data we are putting in the websites, we have to always encrypt those credit card related data. Firewall misconfigurations. Okay, running the patch updates. So these are a couple of compliances or controls are there. Okay, so I am providing all these things under the material. So material most probably I will share it by Sunday. Okay. So next one is a PCI compliance failures. So why we have to always go for failures, sir? So whenever anybody is trying to access this payment gateway servers, maybe we have to treat like a attackers, or within the organization somebody is trying to do. So because these PCI DSS servers are very critical servers to the organization, because most of the case cash or money is going through these servers only. So if somebody is hacking that servers, everything they will take care of the money transfers. So that's why these servers are payment gateways are very, very important. So next one is system summary. System summary means here whatever systems or log sources we integrated, that log sources related information. Okay, so that summary report. Okay, so next one is open source summary. So total overall how many offenses we received, that overall offenses related. So and also daily top attacking host. So daily basis. So top compromised, that may be true positive or false positive, not compromised. So that may be okay false positive or true positive. Top attacking host. Okay. So example consider 10.10.10.1. That is one of the IP every time it is getting the alerts. That may be false positive or that may be true positive. So the top 10 related things we have to capture that type of report. So in the similar way, so these are all the different types of reports it is. Okay, so default it's supporting. If you want to add manually, yes, we can do that one also. Weekly firewall allow activity. So instead of allow activity, it's better to always go for deny activity. So deny activity means something, okay, so somebody is trying to access malicious content related websites or files or DLP or data leakage related, okay, spywares, okay, so adwares, keylogger softwares, ransomware kind of thing. So if you want to create, it's better to always go for deny related activities. In the similar way, unsuccessful login failure related, so that we can go and see who is doing under, okay, so whether it is internal user, whether it is a attacker is trying to do. So if it is attacker is trying to do, so that we can go and we can block it. So in the similar top IDS IPS alerts on the weekly basis, even we can make it, okay, so top IPS related firewall blocking activity, sorry, not firewall, so related to IPS blocking activity. So these are the couple of, okay, so reports, it is by default it is generating. If you want to add, so we can add actions, create. How to add or how to create or how to run the report. So we have to go to the actions and we have to create a report and we have to provide the report name and which type of report you want to make it, whether you want to make it a bar chart or pie chart. First we have to select the layout. So whether you want to looking that report as a bar or pie chart, graphical representations. So then also we have to specify the whether you want it for a daily basis report or weekly basis report or monthly basis report, that information. And also whether you want to make it, okay, source wise or destination wise, port wise. So there are multiple options are available. So according to the organization requirement, whatever top senior management they want to see it. So example, our CISO means chief information security officer, or maybe security director, or maybe client itself, they want these many types of reports, they want it. So whenever client is providing the requirement, okay, so in that scenario, those reports only we have to create, not everything. So whenever client is asking about whatever reports they want to see, those reports only normally we'll create. Okay, and so example, we have to make it like a health related, okay, checkup related. So nothing but whether all the health related log sources, whatever log sources are there, those log sources are active or inactive. In the similar way, log sources, whatever log sources logs are coming to the SIEM tool, that log source report, incident report, offenses report, okay, firewall report, IDS IPS reports, EDR reports or antivirus reports, so PCI DSS reports and so on. You can see this report is should be scheduled to generate manual or daily basis or weekly basis or monthly basis. So according to the requirement of the client or according to the requirement of our organization, we have to make it whether they want to see the report manually or daily or weekly or monthly. Example, daily. So what time you want to receive the reports? Automatically it will come to your email also if you are integrating with the SMTP server. Okay, that report time we have to, generation time we have to keep. So example, except Saturday, Sunday, so that is normally weekends, right? So otherwise you want to include those day also, that is fine. And every day I want to receive the report around 9 o'clock because that is my login time. Example. Give me 1 second. Hold on a minute. Sorry guys. Okay, so this is the time we have to specify. Okay. Next we have to click on next one. So this is the report whether you want which type of orientation of the landscape. Okay, this is what I was saying. Whether you want it like a quadrant wise or only one report in a single report itself, whether two quadrant you want it or three columns or two columns and combination of both columns as well as the rows. So that information, example this one, and click on next button. Most of the case, who has the admin access, that people only can generate the reports. Who has the admin access, that people only can generate the reports. So report title, example, I want to see EDR or antivirus, anti-R based malware blocking activity or malware denied activity, denied or blocked activity or blocking activity. Okay, so logo, so if you want company logo is there, you want to make a company logo in the report generation, whatever report, so we have to make that one. And chart type, So chart type is, so based on what this EDR antivirus malware blocking activity, whether you want to see on the asset side or whether you want to see the assets vulnerability side or log sources wise, most of the cases assets wise, because EDR means it will come to end user machine or maybe servers. So that end user machine or server is nothing but asset we will consider as. Otherwise, you want to see for who is going to impact within the organization. So you want to see that IP related, then we have to choose IP address, top source IP. So example assets I will give here now. So then, so that all those assets, chart title. So once again, I will give, okay, so EDR, antivirus, blocked activity. Okay, search to use. So which type of assets you want to make it? So whether it is servers or whether it is related to total all over organization related assets, overall entire assets related information. So those details. So I will put it like everything as of now. And IP addresses. So whether you want to see that graph field is IP address or risk score or vulnerability instance, so you can keep at is IP address itself. You want to make that report as a ascending address, nothing but 10.10.10.1 is the first one, 10.10.10.2 is the second one, ascending order or descending order. So whether you want to make it the top 10 or top 20, top 100 or top 200 and so on. So after that we have to save these details. Okay, so finally we have to click on button. So classification of the report. Okay, classification of the report. So here you can see the paging option also. Paging option is related to left or right or middle and so on, center. And report classification is EDR related malware. Otherwise I can say malware category of the attacks. For the end users. So next button. So you want to make the report in the PDF format or XML or CSV or some other multiple options are available. So most of the cases will generate PDF format. So next button and finally finish button. Who are all the users they have to receive this report? Who are all the users they have to receive the report? So you can see whether admin only, or you can, if you want to add some other users, whoever the users are there in your organization, you have to select all those people here. So because this is IBM Q radar example, our 10 members team is there, everybody has to receive. You have to choose all those people reports. I mean, they have to select here basically. Example X user, Y user, Z user, so on. Otherwise, you want to make the email as a report. So example, I want to make it like our SOC team. Everybody has to receive soc@gmail.com. Okay. So include date in email subject. If you want to make that date also, then you can include that date also. And the next one is next button. And finally finish we have to give. So this is the way how we have to create the reports. Okay. Report description. Report description, I will put it as malware blocking. And I will put it as under the antivirus. So this is the antivirus. So I'll put under antivirus category. And finally finish. See, right now I don't have access basically. This is what I said. So finally we have to click on finish button. So then it will be generated. Whenever any antivirus related malware category of the attacks are coming, so it will go and it will generate the report. Okay, this is the way how to create the reports. If you want to go for firewalls, if you want to go for proxy servers, if you want to go for HIPAA related compliances or PCI DSS compliances, we have to select those servers. Those assets IP addresses are there, right? There we have to select the respective IP addresses of the logs you want to monitor according to activity, or whenever it is hitting those correlation rules of the malware type of category, then these reports will be generated. Okay, so because we don't have the admin access and also we don't have the, okay, so configuring the reports option access, that's why we are not able to see the finish button. Okay, but this is the way how to create. Got it, right? So if you know, if they will ask how to create the reports, you have to say all this process. I will go to the reports tab. So based on the client requirement part, we will create the reports. Example, firewall denied activity of the daily basis reports. So I will go to the reports tab, then I will go to the actions tab, then I'll click on the reports button. Then I will choose the chart type and also whatever firewall in our organization we are using. So then I will specify, you have to send, you have to, okay, so say enter thing, whatever you are want to create, whether you want to see based on the IP addresses or based on the malware category of the attack. So you have to say all this process. Okay, even they will ask sometimes, do you know how to create dashboards and reports? So you have to explain this process. So coming to admin tab is mainly for the, you no need to do anything. As I said several times, this is implementation teams. Implementation teams only, they will take care of this. Okay, so initial settings, whenever we purchased, example, today Infosys company got SBI bank related SOC operations project. So in that scenario, once a design is completed, so we have to start the implementation process, right? So whenever you want to start the implementation process, our Infosys team has the implementation team. They will go to the on-site of the SBI bank. So example, Mumbai headquarters, they want to keep the SOC center. So, and they will take the device meaning here that event collectors, event processor, flow collector, and also that main hardware module that may be 3125, 3128, 4125, 4128. So these are all some of the modules they will take. Okay, then they will go to the data center. They will put in the data center and they will start the initial setup or initial settings classification, and they will do the initial configurations. So providing the IP address, providing the management IP, providing the primary DNS, providing the secondary DNS, providing the SMTP server integration, providing the Active Directory integration. Okay, all these initial configurations they will do, and also whoever wants to access this QRadar tool, they will provide that tools, and also log sources integration. So all these things they will do initially. Okay, so this part of otherwise Infosys team itself, they don't have the implementation team. In that scenario, implementation team of the IBM QRadar, directly IBM company itself, they will come to online and they will support. So that contract they will give to IBM company. So most of the cases, IBM company itself, they will do the implementations. So this similar way for Splunk, this similar way for Exabeam, similar way for other vendors also, McAfee, Logarithm, and so on. Because if you want to go for the implementation, you want to be strong and also you should be expert on what to do and how to do, how to integrate the logs, how to do the initial configuration settings, allocating the default gateway, subnet mask management IP, integrating of the Active Directories, integrating with the VPNs, integrating with the primary DNS, secondary DNS, all those initial configurations we have to do, right? So all those things where we'll do under the admin tab. Okay. So, but in case in your organization, if you want to do fine tuning of the SIEM tool, fine tuning means here some of the logs are not coming, and also what are the log sources, logs are integrated. You want to verify. So where you will come and verify, you will come and verify under the log activity tab. That is one of the field, and also you will come and you will verify in the admin tab also. Admin tab we have data source or log sources, one of the option will be there. You have to click on that particular log source option, and we have to see what are the different types of log sources, logs we integrated to our organization. Okay, so whenever you are making changes here, we have to always make it as a deploy changes. Deploy changes is nothing but save changes, whatever you have done, it will save it. Okay, so deploy changes meaning here, whatever changes you implemented, you want to save that particular configuration change. Okay, you want to save it, you have to make deploy changes. Okay, you can see here system configuration meaning here, so under the system related, the example users creations, example, okay, so index management, tenant management, so these are all things we'll do it. So, and also domain management. The data sources is nothing but log sources and the events where the logs are coming, so those informations. Apps is nothing but if you want to using additional third-party apps, as I said, right? So IBM QRadar will support some of the additional apps like exports, that is called threat intelligence speeds integration, and also UBA, user entity behavior analytics part, and also Pulse is one of the additional app. Pulse is IBM Pulse is to see the dashboards or offenses in the graphical representations. For that purpose, we will use this the IBM Pulse. IBM Pulse. So those apps, and also QRadar on cloud. So these are some of the apps are available. So example, QRock self-serve. QRock self-serve meaning here QRadar on cloud self-service. QRadar on cloud self-service. And also additionally, we can see if you are taking the licensing like exports for threat intelligence speeds integration. What is meant by threat intelligence speeds integration? So if you want to integrate, okay, what are new attacks are coming all over the worldwide, you have to take those hash values, those IP addresses, those domain names, those malicious URL links, those passwords, those vulnerabilities, whatever it is coming on, those things we have to integrate or we have to block in your respective tools like antivirus or EDR or firewalls or proxies. Okay, so that we can take care of the mitigations. So that we can take care of the mitigations. Okay, so this is the way how to do. See, better you can go and you can always refer some of the websites. So what is happening? So this is a couple of interviews they ask these questions. Couple of interviews they ask this question. What are the websites you will follow, or what are the blogs, BLOG blogs you will follow to get regular updates? So you should aware what is happening all over the worldwide, right? So if you know, if you are aware those types of attacks are coming, then you have to take those threat intelligence speeds, like as I said, IP addresses, domains, and URL links, hash values, and so on. We have to proactively block those IP addresses or domains or URLs in our firewalls and proxy servers or EDR tools, okay, or Exchange servers. Okay, it will not reach, and we are doing the one type of proactive threat hunting. Okay, remember this threat intelligence speeds and proactive threat hunting is very, very, very important. Okay, coming back, so system configuration. So if I'm clicking on that particular tab, it will go to that particular tab. If clicking on to entire tab, it will show the entire tab of the what additional sub tabs are there or sub modules are there. Okay, so for example, if I'm clicking on user management, so we can say tenant management. Actually, it is missing one more user management. It is missing one more thing is called user groups also. Okay, this is not entire dedicated tool, correct? So all the options are not available. So currently it is showing only limited options in this one. Limited options only it is showing. But on the practical, okay, so tool whatever you are implemented, if you are going for that one, we'll not only see the user management or tenant management, even we can see the so user groups management. User groups management meaning here L1 team one group, L2 team is one group, L3 team is one group. In such a way, we can make it total different types of groups. Okay, so even you want to give the access to the other people, not only in the L1, L2, L3 example. So we will give the access to the senior management, like a senior director, SOC managers, or CISO, Chief Information Security Officers. Whoever wants is a part of security, for those people will give the access. So whenever we are giving the access, we have to provide role-based access control. Role-based access control based on the privilege. Based on the privilege. Privilege is nothing but access control. What type of access we have to provide? Okay, so that is called privilege. They will ask in the interview also, what is meant by privilege? Privilege is nothing but access. So permission of the access. Permission of the access, whether based on the job roles and responsibilities, or based on the segregation of duties, we will provide this level of access. That level of access we will call it as a privilege. Okay, so if I'm clicking on user management, only tenant management is coming, as I said. So some other options is missing basically. As one more is groups management, user group management, grouping of the users, and also SAML integration. One of the additional tab is missing. So those tabs we will see under the original tool. Okay, so just click on this tenant management. What are options are available? We'll go and see it. So tenant means here usernames. Whoever wants to, we want to add the user. So example, I want to add, so name of the user. So example, so X. So description, if you want to keep, you can put event rate limit. Event rate limit. See, there are basically here, did you observe one thing? So here main thing they mentioned tenant management, but when I'm adding, and also they mentioned here user management. Under user management, multiple options are missing. Remember one thing, this is not user management tab. Basically user management tab is one more tab will be there. User management tab will be there, and also you have user groups management tab will be there, and how to integrate the users, that three tabs are missing. Okay, tenant management meaning here, as I said, your office is there in the multiple locations or multiple continents or multiple offices. In that scenario, you have to go and you have to define that particular name of the location. Example, Bangalore. So description is Bangalore data center. Okay, so event rate limit, how many events are generating? Example, 1000. So how many flow rate limit? For example, 1500, and create. So this is the way how to make the tenant management. Even if you want to make a collector, we can make a collector also. So Chennai data center. So example, 2000 events per second. So this is 1200. Create. So this is the way how to make it. If you want to delete, we can delete. Tenant management, most of the case will use for the distributed deployment. But in the cloud environment, tenant management meaning is different. Their tenant management meaning here, so like a sharing of the cloud to the multiple customers, sorry, not location, multiple customers. So example, Amazon Web Services or Microsoft Azure or Google Cloud Platforms or Alibaba or Oracle. So all these are very famous clouds are available, right? So if you want to share your cloud to the public cloud, especially, you will give some virtual space to the each and every customer. Okay, or maybe even in the within the organization itself, multiple locations are there. We have to create the tenants basically multiple locations wise also. So that is in the cloud side. But if it is IBM Q as what is meant by tenant management, it is a distributed deployment of the our office. Whenever you want to add those logs or EPS or flow rate, FPS, this is called EPS. This is called even FPS also we can make it, but this is they are making in the flow per minute, flow rate limit per minute wise, 60 seconds. Okay, this is the tenant related management. So then you can go for assets wise. Now I clicked on the assets. Under the assets, we have custom asset profiles and also manage identity exclusions. Manage identity exclusions. See, whenever we are doing the configuration, always you have to click on the deploy changes. So if you are clicking on the right now, I added. So we have to make the deploy changes. If I click on the deploy changes, is nothing but that configuration will be saved. That configuration will be saved. Otherwise, it will not save it. Okay. So this is also called as a commit. Committing is nothing but saving. So some of the people they will call it as commit. Some of the people they will call it as okay deploy changes. Okay. So custom asset properties. You want to add any additional assets in your organization. So you have to add those asset properties here. So example. So asset name. So finance. Type of the asset. So numeric. So numeric means number wise. So otherwise text wise means that the text wise name. So we have to use save button. So we have to add this assets name here. So even we'll add assets in the our assets related dedicated option is there. We can add it here also. Okay. So manage identity exclusions. So here identity of the okay whoever has the access to this particular tool. Okay, whoever has the access to particular tool and also what type of access we are giving. So that identity exclusions we have to do. So right now there is no filter basically. So if you want to filter based on this some searches whatever we have done, okay, you can see identify exclusion searches can be used to manage single assets that accumulate large values of similar identity. So once you are adding the asset and also whoever has the access to those assets, that identity of the asset we have to provide and also search we have to include. So right now we don't have any assets because it's a demo tool. Okay. Okay, so next one is the data sources. This is one of the very, very important field as compared to system configurations. Here only we'll integrate the logs. Here only we'll integrate the logs. Data sources. User management. So under user management only, as I said, once you are giving the access to you, example, today you are onboarded in TCS. Okay, so they want to give the access. They will go and they will create ticket, sorry, they'll give username here only. They will create username here only. User management field they will create. Okay, so and also you are the part of Active Directory. Then only you will get the access to the IBM Q radar. Who will create the access? Normally, who has the admin access, like a SOC manager. So that guy he will create one access to you, and he will give to you under the user management. Okay. So whether you are part of L1, L2, L3, he will put it under the respective group of the user management, and finally he will allocate that particular access to you or permission. So you can see data sources. So these data sources are log sources, basically data or log. So we'll call it the data or log also. So DSM, I told you, what is meant by DSM in IBM Q radar? What is meant by DSM in IBM Q radar? What is DSM? Why we'll use DSM? Indirect question. What is DSM in IBM Q radar? What is
For
DSM?
integrating third-party applications.
Third party? Third party log sources, logs integration. If you want to do, we'll use a DSM. What is DSM means here? Device support module. Device support module. Full name is a DSM. Full name is device support module. So why we will use the DSM is if you want to integrate third party related log sources. Third party means everything. So except whatever log source it is supporting by default QRadar. So that is called DSM. For that one we have to use the DSM editor. Okay. If you are going and clicking on this DSM editor, we have log sources related information will be there. So grouping of the log sources, ingestion or feeding of the log sources. Yeah. So this is what I said. So this is the log source type. So all these are third party related log source types. Got it? So hope now you are able to theoretical part and practical part you can complete now. Select log source type you want to integrate. Choose an existing log source type to modify or create or new log source type to add. Okay. So by default it is supporting IBM QRadar. It's supporting IBM QRadar is supporting some of the log sources. If it is don't support, then we have to go and add a new log source type. Okay. 1 second. Sorry guys. So these are all the different types of log sources type it is supporting. How to do the log source integration? So which method this one will call it as anyone? What is this method will call it as? Whether a push or pull? Whether it is a push
Full
mechanism or pull
mechanism.
mechanism?
Full.
Pull mechanism, correct. We are going to IBM QRadar and we want to pull the logs from the respective log source, whatever we want to, okay, so generate or we want to receive. So we will use this one. Example, you can go for series switch. 3Com is one type of company and they are providing 8800 series switch. In the similar way, this is even I am not sure what is this. Okay, so more log source type APC. APC is one type of policy center, NLAB policy center related log source. Akamai Kona. So this is Akamai related one type of product. So that may be WAF or firewall or proxy. Amazon Cloud Trail. This is cloud logs where we are storing in Amazon Cloud Trail, CloudWatch. Okay, so in the similar way, we have Amazon Web AWS Security Hub. So Security Hub is one of the service where it will go and it will store all those logs. Guard Duty is one type of service. It is in Amazon Web Services. Guard Duty is nothing but SIEM tool. I already told you, Guard Duty in Amazon Web Services, we'll call it as a SIEM tool, but they don't have full-fledged capabilities. That's why they are integrating. Maybe in future, Amazon company, they will do R&D, research and development. They will make even Amazon Guard Duty as a SOC or SIEM tool. Right now, it will do basic functionality only, but not like a full-fledged Azure Security Center, Azure Sentinel. Okay, Azure Sentinel, Azure Security Center from Microsoft has a lot of capabilities, but Amazon Guard Duty doesn't have those many capabilities. Okay, even some of the organizations, they are using Azure Center or Azure Sentinel. Okay, so to monitor SOC operations, it is very, very less expensive as compared to IBM Q Radar, Splunk, or McAfee, or Logarithm, or Exabeam, or RSA, and so on. So in Amazon Guard Duty is nothing but one type of SIEM basically. So monitoring of the logs. So but even Guard Duty logs also we can integrate. That is the meaning of here. So Ambient TrustWave, okay, intrusion prevention system. This is IPS device and Apache HTTP server logs integration. In the similar way, there are multiple log sources it is supporting. Let me go and see whether it is supporting to Palo Alto firewall. Yeah, Palo Alto it is supporting. Okay, let me go and check whether Cisco it is supporting. Yeah, Cisco it is supporting. All these are routers and switches, and also Cisco ASA firewall is there. No, it is not there. Cisco ACE firewall is there. In the similar Fortinet, yeah, Fortinet FortiGate firewall is there. So let me see Cisco SourceFire. No, it is not there. F5 is there. So these are all some of the famous tools are available. Let me go and see McAfee. Yeah, McAfee is there. Sophos, yeah, Sophos is there. Okay, so all these options are available. So we have to go and we have to integrate. Let me go and see firewall integration part. If you don't have anything, just go and create here. Create a new source here. Log source type name, example firewall, and save button here. So save button. Okay. After that, we have to go to that particular firewall. We have to go and we have to select. So destination IP. So all those informations we have to provide now. Got it? So this is the way we have to provide those particular IP related details, firewall related. Okay, so destination IP and also destination MAC, destination port, all this information. So go back. So all these are custom. If you want to add any additional logs you want to see, we have to add all those options under this one. Okay, access allowed or denied, and all these are different types of additional values. So once again, go to DSM editor. Already whatever by default QRadar is supporting, we will go and see that. So shall I go for Cisco? Cisco firewall we'll see. So Cisco ACE firewall I have selected. Select button here. So it is upon destination IP, destination MAC, destination port, event category, text event ID. So all these different types of information. we can see under the whenever logs are coming from Cisco ACE firewall. Okay, so this is button of the Cisco. So that is for the DSM editor. But if you want to see the log source integration part, this is DSM editor is supporting which type of logs and what is third party logs it is supporting. That option it will be available, and also what are additional events or additional tabs or information we can add. Using that one we can do DSM editor. But log sources means log integration we can see under the log source tab. Oh my god, it is asking this information. This I will show you maybe evening class because I have to download that new version. Otherwise, shall I act as a guest? So yeah, I have to download some information from here. So this I will show you evening, this button. After completing, I will do it daytime. So log sources here, these main log sources integration we have to go and we have to see it. We can see the port number, example 6514514, and also we can see the what is the method it is support syslog method, event collector method, so flow collector method. So multiple options we'll see under the log source button. This is one of the very important tab basically. Okay, this is very important tab. All the log source information we'll see under the okay, so log sources tab. So example, whatever log sources we want to integrate in our organization, so we will use either event collector method or syslog method or flow collector method. Okay, so WMA method. So all those options are available under this one only. Example, MSRPC. So there are 5 different types of log integration methods it is supporting. One is syslog method, one is event collector, one is SNMP or flow collector, one is WMA method, one is MSRPC. All these are different types of log integration methods is supporting by IBM Q radar. Okay, so those methods we'll see and we will integrate according to the log source type whatever we are choosing. Okay, so that I will do. I will show it to evening. And log source extensions. So extension meaning here. So what is the log source name we are want to make it a category? So example, add button. So extension name. So Akamai Kona. So if you want to give those extensions by default manually, so manually of the logs, we have to select as this one and we have to upload and we have to save this button. So that is called log source extensions. Okay. This is like a customized feeding the logs. Log source grouping of the different types of devices. For example, all the firewalls I want to group is a one thing. Example, in my organization we are using 20 firewalls, or maybe all the Windows servers I want to group it, all the Linux servers I want to group it, all the routers I want to group it, all the switches I want to group it. If you want to group those types of things, we have to use this option. So example, new group. So create log source group as a firewall manager. Firewall manager is nothing but it will manage all the firewalls. Managing of all the firewalls. So in such a we have to create these groups. So grouping, just for grouping. So firewall manager. Whatever firewalls are there under that, we have to add these firewalls related thing. So we don't have that option, but normally this is the way how to add firewall grouping of the log sources. Example, in my organization 20 firewalls are there. Now I have to add all those related firewalls. So log source parsing order. Parsing is nothing but converting the raw log type into okay, so raw log type into parsed log using LEF leaf. You can see log source right now only Linux backend Linux server logs are coming. There are no other log source. Okay, so only it is showing as a Linux server log. And also it is using which method now? Normally, if you want to collect the logs, which method we have to use? For integrating the Linux server in IBM Q logs, which method?
Collector agent.
Yes, event collector agent. Already you can see here event collector agent method it is showing as. Syslog is log format and event collector agent method it is showing already. So they have collected one of the agent they have to install on the Linux server. You can see here this one. So event collector, syslog event collector 0q radar something it is showing, right? So they used collector, this collector only. So here parsing order means here whether you want to make okay priority of the parsing. So most of the cases firewall will give top priority. Always firewall will give top priority. So because firewall will monitor inbound traffic as well as outbound traffic, entire traffic of the organization can be maintained by firewall, and also it is a perimeter level. Perimeter is nothing but internet level, internet facing level. What are the two different types of firewalls normally every organization will maintain? What are the two types of firewalls? What are the two types of firewalls?
Coordinate firewall.
Sorry. One is a perimeter firewall.
Perimeter and internet firewall. Internal firewall, sorry.
Excellent. Perimeter and internal firewall, right? Perimeter means internet facing firewalls. Internet facing firewalls as per network architecture diagram. I already told you always you have to keep remember that network architecture diagram in your mind. Okay. So whenever we are discussing something related devices, we have to keep that network architecture diagram in your mind. So perimeter meaning here internet facing firewalls. Whenever any attacks are coming from the internet to internal, when not only just network architecture diagram, firewall topic whenever it is coming, you have to remember that network architecture diagram. Okay, so ISP internet will be there, ISP router will be there, after that firewall will be there. That firewall whatever we are keeping in front of the ISP router, that firewall will call it as a perimeter firewall. Because most of the firewalls, most of the attacks will come through internet only. If we in your organization if you are not using any internet, we have very limited scope is there to compromise the attacks. Very limited scope is there. But whether without internet any organization can do business? Without internet any organization can do business? No, it's not possible. Okay, so internet should be required. Okay, so that's why always internet facing firewall called perimeter level. Internal firewall normally will keep under the before switch. Before the core switch will keep internal firewalls. So but most of the organizations because of the very expensive nature these firewalls cost, they will use only perimeter level firewall. I already told you most of the, for example, funding related like government sector, public sector, all this banking sector, healthcare sector, those are some of the organizations they will use these internal firewalls as well as the perimeter level firewalls. Internal firewall means here internal traffic only it will monitor whatever insider threats are coming. So we will deploy that internal firewall as a which mode? Internal firewall, which mode will deploy it?
Layer 2 mode.
Layer 2 mode will deploy, right? Layer 2 mode will deploy switch mode, or we'll call this layer 2 mode. And what about perimeter firewall? What about perimeter firewall? Which mode will deploy?
NAT mode.
NAT layer or routing layer? Yes, NAT or routing layer. Yes, NAT or route or L3 layer will deploy. Okay. So that is about firewall deployments. Okay. So as I said, see, anyway, why we are discussing all this topic here? Parsing whatever you want to do, the ordering of the parsing. So whether you want to give the priority to the most of the case will give firewalls the first priority. Firewalls, because firewall will do a lot more features as compared to all other devices. It will do antivirus scanning, it will do IDS IPS scanning, it will do the malware scanning, it will do the proxy server related things, it will do DLP, it will do everything totally end to end. That's why firewall is one of the must device in the organization. Okay, so firewall and also proxy, NADS, NAPS, web application firewalls, all critical servers, you have to make that parsing of the order. So nothing but whatever logs are coming, first you can give priority of the parsing to this is the order we will follow. Okay. Parsing means converting the raw logs to the parsed log. Example, some of the raw logs are not able to do the parsing. Okay, so nothing but we can see the event stamp, we can see the event ID, we can see the log source name, we can see the source IP, we can see the source port, we can see the destination IP, we can see the destination port, we can see the payload information. Okay, but it is not able to do the parsing, this SIEM tool. What will you do in that scenario? What will you do in that scenario? Anyone?
Troubleshoot.
Troubleshoot. Okay, after doing the troubleshoot, parsing is not happening properly.
Syslog configuration is correct or not, sir?
Yeah, that is logs are not coming to the SIEM tool. That is logs itself not coming to the SIEM tool. But what I'm trying to say here is logs are coming, but parsing is not happening. So example, if you are going here, log activity tab. So here you can see raw events here, raw events are there. Raw events are there. Okay, so this is, one second. So all these are raw events. Raw events are coming fine. So all these things we have time, date, and also log source information, payload, everything is there. But this raw log is not become to normalized log. So it is not showing in such a way. Somewhere it is showing everything is unknown, 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 unknown. For that purpose, what will you do? I'm not asking, okay, so if logs are not coming from the respect to log source to the SIEM, in that scenario, whatever you are saying, it's correct. So we have to do the troubleshooting, we have to go on, we have to take care of the configuration, whether we configured correctly or not. And after that, we have to take the packet capture file in the firewalls and we have to go and we have to check in the Wireshark tool. Okay, that is the different concept. But here what I'm saying, logs are coming, but parsing is not happening properly. What will you do in that scenario? They will ask, yeah, contact
to vendor.
Yes, contact to vendor, right? We have to support a support case we have to raise with the vendor. So whatever raw logs are not parsing, that logs we have to export. Okay, how to export? We have to go to the log activity tab or directly whatever Shaistri is saying. So we have to go to the respective log source. Those logs we have to take, and we have to go to the IBM Q radar or Splunk or Exabeam related vendor support portal, and we have to raise a ticket. Okay, stating that. So these are the raw log, and it is not able to parse it. Can you develop the parsers? Okay, this is entire question also. Do you know how to develop the parsers? If you want to develop the parser, you should be developer, not security person. But even though they will ask in the interview. Okay. So yeah, that is log source parsing related. Yeah, we'll continue evening because 9 o'clock I have to join one meeting. What are pending things are there? We'll continue evening. And today I will finish the IBM Q radar. And tomorrow we will start Nessus tool. Nessus tool I will complete tomorrow, and we have to start firewall also. So please go and download, or sorry, not download. So please go and register this one. Okay, so properly you can do 1 or 2 investigation and you are able to understand and you are thinking out of box and you can crack it entirely very easily. And also, as I said several times, your communication and your explanation and how to express the interview, that is very, very important. Okay. So do you have any queries? Yeah, if you don't have any queries, we'll continue evening. Evening, definitely I will take the class. Today I'm giving promise, evening I will take the class. Okay, so that's all for today, guys. Have a nice day.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.